Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Bharati Vidyapith and Abhijit Kadam Institute of Management and Social Science, Solapur, I, Neeta Kulkarni, warmly welcome you all to the day 5 of a national FDP session. Today's session focuses on highly relevant and insightful topic beyond the proposal, connecting with funding agencies effectively. We are delighted to have such an esteemed gathering with us for this important discussion. It is my proud privilege to extend a heartfelt welcome to our distinguished keynote speaker and resource person, Dr. Pallavi Prasad Jamsandekar Madam. We are truly honored by your presence and look forward to gaining valuable insight from your vast expertise. I would also like to warmly welcome our respected director, Professor Dr. S.B. Sawant sir, our FDP convener, Dr. Shabnam Madne madam, all esteemed faculty members, and our enthusiastic participants. Thank you all for joining us today. I sincerely hope that this session will be enriching, insightful, and beneficial for everyone. Now it's my privilege to introduce our esteemed resource person, Dr. Pallavi Prasad Jamsandekar Madam. Dr. Pallavi Prasad Jamsandekar Madam is currently serving as a professor and in-charge director at Bharati Vidyapith Institute of Management and Rural Development Administration, Sangli. With an impressive academic background that includes a PhD in computer science, along with a qualifications such as MCA, MBA in human resource management, set in computer science, and diploma in intellectual property law. She truly demonstrates the academic excellence and interdisciplinary expertise. She brings with her 28 years of enriched postgraduate teaching experience, contributing significantly to the field of computer science and management education. Over the years, she had served key leadership roles, including head of the Department of Computer Applications and Research Center Coordinator at IMRDA Sangli. Dr. Jamsandekar Madam has also served as the chairperson of the Board of Studies in Computer Applications and System Studies at Bharati Vidyapith, deemed to be University, Pune, where she plays a vital role in shaping the academic curriculum and standards. Her contribution to the research are equally remarkable. She has successfully guided 12 PhD scholars with several more currently pursuing with this research under her mentorship. She has an extensive publication record with over 50 research papers published in reputed national and international journals, including those indexed in Scopus, Web of Science, and UGC Care, along with the numerous conference publications. In addition, she authored books, contributed to the book chapters, public patent, and has actively participated in and organizing various academic programs, workshops, and conferences. She is also recognized as a reviewer of national journals and has served as a resource person at several FDP's seminar and conferences. Dr. Jamshandekar Madam's dedication to academic leadership, research, excellence, and knowledge distribution makes her truly inspiring personality for all of us. Let us extend a warm welcome to Dr. Pallavi Prasad Jamshandekar Madam. Now I humbly request Madam to kindly begin with her session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this attractive introduction. And I take this opportunity to thank Dr.
Madam, good
Professor S.B.
afternoon.
Savil, sir. Very good afternoon, sir. I am very much thankful to you for giving me an opportunity to share my views with all these participants.
Yes, madam. Yes.
Uh, the participants who have joined and overwhelmingly trained with many esteemed resource persons from last 4 days, 4 5 days. So this was the great journey for everyone to get acquainted with research and research aspects. I will share my screen here in PPT. Shabna madam, is the screen visible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am,
madam.
it's
Your
visible.
screen is visible.
Okay, fine. So first of all, I would like to congratulate all the participants who have joined for this faculty development program, which is giving ideas and insights regarding the research grants, fundings, consultancy. Nowadays, having such a particular academic aura where all the institutions who are running behind rankings and all there under the NAC accreditation process, or let's say the NBA, the people ask about what's the consultancy and what's the research outcome of the institute or the in the university. So once we go for and eager for having our own growth, it grows and it contributes for the growth of institution as well as university. So no doubt this research granting, research projects, those are very important things in one's academic career. Thinking about all those research institutes and funding agencies which are exist in India and abroad, there are I could find many more agencies. These are some of the agencies. Now, when we go through any particular area where we need to work, wish to work on, so there you will find the way. If there is a wish, there is a way, as we say. So there are many branches in every area of work, in every area of a study. There are some funding agencies which are in the existence. Almost all the Ministry of India, Government of India, they are providing such a particular funds. They are having such a particular research institutes under their ambit through which they are promoting the research. Our prime minister itself, he is thinking about and he has made the one particular agenda to promote this research and innovative ideas. Considering today's youth, today's teachers fraternity and academicians, those are, we always say that those are such a particular part of nation who are knowledge workers, and with their knowledge they are expected to and they need to contribute to the research and development of nation. So through these projects one goes for development of nation in every department, every all this research funding agencies, they are ready to provide you the funds. With the Planning Commission of India, there are provision for many research aspects and fields, but people has to take a part into it. Nowadays, it has become more easy for going through this research fundings. Now, when we go for thinking about this research funding agencies, I could categorize them depending upon their working and providing the funds for different projects. So there are five categories, I would say. The first one is government funding agencies who are distributing the funds. So basically, there are many other departments, but here some of them I could list down. Those are specific to the particular areas. So core science and technology agencies, though among them, DST is the biggest one, and I can say it's the oldest department, Department of Science and Technology under the Government of India, who are promoting the ideas, new come ups in the field of science for the innovation and technological development. They are providing the funds for research, startups, and innovation projects in terms of or in the area of science and technology. So all those who are coming under the pure sciences and technology studies, those have the this particular agency, which is a handy one to come up with their ideas and to develop their ideas into the projects. Similarly, Department of Biotechnology, we all know that biotechnology has taken up very big heights for development of and combination of technology in life. So in life sciences, there are many issues and many particular problems people as well as this lives in terms of flora and fauna. Those are coming up with. So all those problems can be solved with different techniques, different methods, and to protect their lives the technology will help us, and that's where the Department of Biotechnology is giving us hand and support for research related to this biotechnology, and this can be commercialized in terms of coming up with the products starting from to increase the level of belongingness, the level of their life of all those animals and plants. So for that purpose also, we know very well nowadays it coming up with different fertilizers, different seeds, their hybridization for every this thing. The technology is coming into picture, and it helps for coming up with different animals, different fruits, and different flowers, and colorful flowers, and their what we can say to increase their life. So flowers previously which we were used to get and using for the decoration purpose also, those can be used and we will be using only for a day, 24 hours or a 30 hours. But now the which flowers are coming into the market, those are having capacity of having the freshness, and their life it goes the days together, 3 4 days, that particular decoration, that particular combination, those flowers remain as fresh as those are just flowed into. So that's what the things are coming up. So such a particular breed, such a particular seeds, those are invented, those have been innovated just because of the different sort of technology usage, and that can happen with the help of different projects and experiments one can take over. So that's also helpful for the people now. CSIR, this is very good, another fund, another institution which is working for funding for support of industrial and scientific research. So they are providing the funds for large network of labs, and those have been spread over the India, and those are working for different purposes. This is not only related to the labs for experimentation purpose, the experimental equipments, but it is for the sake of learning purpose also. So they have come up with some learning material in terms of we can say the books, starting from the books, videos. Nowadays, we are saying it as a podcasting. So all those podcast material is also available here. So one can take up the project under the CSIR, saying that developing LMS or developing some study material for particular subject. I'm going to come up with different aspects along with this preparation of a study material that will be in a latter part of my talk. I'm going to cover with. There also we are revisiting the CSIR. The second part, we can say that sector with specific agencies who research on a specific areas. For that particular areas, these particular institutions or funding agencies, those are providing the funds and those are working with. So for health and medical research, ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, they are providing funds and working for the agriculture and rural development. Defense projects and defense technology, there is very large scope for a development. Basically, mechanical and engineering part, those are related with the DRDO, and there people are taking much projects. So all the engineering fraternity also they can make use of, and they are using this DRDO funds, and they are working in large scale, in very fast growing manner, and that's a need of our, we can say. ISRO, we know well, that is for a space science, this particular institution is working, and they are providing the funds. They have very good projects, and those projects are not of a short term, those are of a long term projects, and those are going to affect and strengthen the government of India, as well as all other aspects of human life also. So this is what the major funding agencies which are in light, we can say. So those are working very tremendously in nowadays. Department of Health Research, this is also actively present and working on something like World Health Organization, WHO, but it is the worldwide. But here, these are the institutions which are working in India, in our nation, and those are handy for us. Considering all this, I may uh, uh, c- uh, focus on second category of the funding agencies, that is academic and higher education funding agencies. We know well, and nowadays we are oftenly using these words UGC and AICT. These are the two government bodies who are working in the educational field for the higher education and for the academic development. These two bodies, government bodies, those are working for. So not only giving the permission to the institutions for providing the education to the Indian citizens, the youth, but they are having different aims, and their motto and mission is not only providing the education, but it is related to uh, growing these institutions, educational institutions. So growth will take place one, and only when there is some innovations, there is some renovations, like not only in the curriculum, but in terms of teaching aids we are using, then how we are delivering the sessions, all this thing. Like the CSIR is providing the funds starting from the schooling, but these are the two agencies who are providing the education for higher education. So these two agencies, those are having different funds. They spare some fund only for the research purposes. There are many research ideas and ways for developing and for growing the research ideas. That is one in terms of design the curriculum. Another one is in terms of teaching aids, developing the teaching aids, those not in terms of a videos and podcast, but in terms of the tools for teaching the things. Like nowadays we are having, this is what a AI era we say. So we are having many options with the help of AI, like the AI tools are available, which will help us to make this education very handy, useful, and students will enjoy learning through these tools. So that's what these particular tools are available. So similarly, one can develop some different apps. These may be the different type of projects one can take up with through the UGC fundings. So one can have like a project developing an app for a particular subject, for a particular branch of education. So there students will implement different teaching technologies, different teaching methodologies also, and they will enjoy this learning instead of going to the blackboard and chalk teaching. So nowadays trend has changed, and we all have shifted into the smart boards and all. not the LCDs also, but smart boards are there. So through which we can broadcast our own teaching matter material directly to the students. So not only the delivering the lectures with the help of this PPTs, this podcasts, these videos and all, but we can have different tools available with the help of which we can interact with the students, make them work, make them engage into the teach learning process. So this learning process also we can make more interactive, more enjoyable, and through that, the students can take up some field works and they will work on a new terms, a new we say this is a theory. So new theories are to be taught in terms of fieldwork and projects and experiments. So that would also be a better option for taking up the project through UGC and AICT. And this AICT has provide the funds for uh, development of the faculties also. So Atal FDP is the very good example of this. Many more examples are there. One can take the projects for uh, making students and today's youth aware about the problems they may face, they may come across. So there's very different uh, companies like the Quick Hill also come up with its CSR activity, CSR fund for training the students, for giving the awareness among the citizens not to become a victim of uh, cybersecurity, not to become the victim of the virus attacks and all. So that also be funding projects. So we can take up the project to train the people, to train the students. So that's what maybe the another kind of a project, not only developing a product, not only developing a particular LMS, but here this is the one that can be considered as a research project. So, new age research funding bodies are also there, in which Anusandhan National Research Foundation is the one which is established to strengthen the India's research ecosystem, and it is helping to grow the culture of society to work in the research. So, it focus on inclusive and high impact research funding supports in interdisciplinary areas and startups. So this is what need of our now this as the time I should take the help of NEP. So through the NEP, it has been introduced to work in an interdisciplinary manner. As we saw that biotechnology, so biology and technology come together. The similar way here, two or a more number of branches of education and learning things can come together and it becomes an interdisciplinary. So one can have such a particular projects and startups. Third category of the funding agents I can say about it is specialized research boards. So Science and Engineering Research Board, it is one who is working for the engineering faculty. Then Board of Research in Nuclear Sciences. It works in atomic sciences and nuclear sciences. So this is go hand in hand with the physics and chemistry. So that these particular areas, those comes under this board. Indian Council of Social Science and Research. This is the specific area where the social sciences came into. And majority of participants now I can see that in this FDP, those are working in the management, commerce, and science faculty. So all those participants can have help of this ICSSR. Basically, it becomes a social science research. So these projects can be helpful for the society. Some societal problem one can take up, and those problem can work, and funding for such a particular projects will be provided through ICSSR. So that's an very big agency. Now, people are using from long terms the fund for the funding of their research. They are providing research funding not only for doing a research in a particular field, not for developing a product, but those are providing this funds for many other purposes. In the next slide, I may be discussing with that. The another category we can consider, it is called as a corporate and CSR funding agencies. Those are not government agencies, but government has put condition over all these public and private institutions for contributing something to the social recognition. So this is what is called as a CSR fund. Those funds also make available. So these are the big companies, big shots, who are providing such funds from long back. So Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited, BPCL, Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited. Similarly, HOCL is also providing. Then Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council, so BRAC, all those, and similarly many more. So these are the agencies who are providing funds for learning. So many rural areas and students from the rural areas who are economically backward, those are not able to get the funds for learning purpose. They are capable to take the education. They are doing well in learning process, but they are not having funds. They are not having the economical support for paying the fees. So for them, all these industries, they are providing the funds in terms of the scholarships. So ONGC, Reliance India, all those, they are also have started such a scholarships for the students. They are utilizing such a fund, CSR funds, for uh, ecosystem, for enriching the ecosystem of their areas. So that also they are doing. But for the educational purpose, as ours are, all the participants, those are in the teaching fraternity. So we will be thinking about the education and the students' welfare. So CSR funding, it always supports for education, healthcare, skill development, and sustainability projects. Also, there are many NGOs in India who are working as the funding agencies, and they are providing the funds for the welfare of students as well as institutions. The fifth and very important branch I have made, it is startup and innovation funding. So as I told you, Prime Minister himself has given the motto and one of the mission for the India's development. It is to support for startup and innovation. So through many government offices, people are providing the funds for startups. And Startup India Seed Fund Scheme is the one of them. Atal Innovation Mission AIM is the one which is providing the funds from school education to the higher education. They through them we can take up and we can procure many tools for teaching purposes, teaching and learning purposes. That also is part of Atal Innovation Mission. You might have heard about Atal Tinkering Labs. Those are available in the schools, high schools, and primary schools, through which they are giving the experimental training to the students for developing their ideas, for enhancing their science and technology knowledge, and many other knowledge also. BRSA is a big grant, so it helps for biotech startups. So these schemes provide funding from idea stage to the scaling stage. They will help you for incubating your ideas into the businesses, and those maybe the small businesses, and from small businesses to the large scale businesses. That funding is also provided through such a particular funding agencies. And government has contributed a major share of research funding in this area. So that's the main important thing, and this step has taken by a government, and we should take its benefit. So multiple agencies exist there, and each aligned to specific sectors and goals, increasing focusing on innovation startups, social impact, industry collaborations. So we can make collaborations with the industries. We can utilize their CSR funds, as well as the funds provided through the government agencies and government departments for innovation purposes. So these are the five different types of agencies one can see who are in picture, who are working in the way. Now we are moving towards the educational institutions who can avail this funds from different funding agencies. These there are for the educational purposes, whichever projects we are submitting, those can be categorized into uh, two type of research projects according to funding capacity. So how much funds we need, how much funds being provided through these funding agencies, depending upon that, these are the two categories. One, that is a minor research project, which has a funding range from 50,000 to and above, like to the 3 lakhs to the 5 lakhs. Up to this, the funding projects one can categorize under the minor research projects, where the students' projects also can be included under the minor research projects. Duration is vary from 6 months to the 2 years, and its purpose is small scale research. Here, some examples, some study, that is pilot studies, early stage innovations, those can be considered as a minor research projects, which can be further enlarged, further enhanced for the major research project, which is going to affect majorly in large society. So for a specific group of society, we can have some projects. Yeah, I have gone through different projects. Here, the example is being given a college professor working on renewable energy or healthcare may receive 3 to 5 lakhs fundings. So, renewable energy utilization, and we can say that whatever waste is there, from waste we can generate the energy. That may be the another idea. So people have done such a type of projects. There are many projects the government has also taken up to improve the rural health. So healthcare is one of the thing which is unseen, which is ignored in the rural areas. So there also scope is there who can take up and utilize these funds for improving the healthcare health state of the uh, society, of the people in the society at the large scale. So that can be a small project. One can take up like how to cope up with the COVID infections. That was a project taken up 4 5 years back, and that project also come under the healthcare category or the area one can say. And there, some funding was availed to take up a good life, to take a care of the people of the society. Major research projects uh, is the another category through which people can get the assistance of. these projects in the range of 10 lakhs to 15 plus 15 lakhs and plus. That may be the another way of using, which is also called as major research project. So, example would be a university-led project on a climate change impact on advanced um, So this is the second category of a research. We always say that the major it is based on the amount of funds get utilized and required. So that's why it is a major research project. Here the example would be a climate change impact. So impact of this weather change and weather state which is there through which people can work on. So, one example would be what is the impact of this climate change, the seasons, and the duration of the seasons has been changed, and how does it affect to farmers? That would be the work on it. One can take up this project and can have the opinions and interviews of the different farmers. One can take up the one category of the farming. Let's suppose the farming for the fruit cultivation or farming for this green leafy vegetables. So there also impact is very high, and due to this change in climate, they are suffering with these plants are suffering with pesticides and insecticides. And these insects are also more in different breeds they are coming up, and that's what the impact of climate change and how does it affect the yield of a farm. That also will be the study area, one of the topic for a study, and which will help for giving the idea to giving the outcome of this project can be a suggestion for the farmers to how to cope up with this climate change effects. So that's such a type of projects one can have. UGC provides funding across universities, colleges, individual faculty, and for travel grants also. That annual expenditure is spread across multiple projects nationwide. So this is what a very important thing UGC has, and every year UGC gives and take aside some funds to be utilized for research work, and that particular fund is to be distributed in a nationwide. So with this huge population of our nation to get a chance to get utilize the fund for my project, for individuals project, it is very low. So for having this less probability, one need to take up the steps in such a way that one should get this chance to utilize the funds, chance to get my project full sanctioned for funding. So that's what the major thing it is. Even though those are in terms, the crores of rupees is the fund of UGC, but there are many aspirants for this research project funding. So one need to be very keen. Coming further for the process, also you will let know what those problems would be. ICSSR is the another funding agent, and this we can utilize for social sciences. As I told you that this is the one which can be majorly filled and majorly help for this group of teachers fraternity who is attending this today's session. So that's why I made focus on this process of getting the research funds from ICSSR. So it provides grants for 3 to 24 months for the social science research projects to scholars with regular positions in recognized institutions. That's the important one. So the funding will be for not the investigator, principal investigator, who is the professor who has taken up a project, will not get any monetary benefit. But it is a great thing if one come this idea, complete the project, and help the society. That is going to contribute more to his recognition. And we always say that the API calculations. So performance evaluation for their this research work will contribute more, even though we cannot utilize any single penny from this research fund. So that is going to contribute much more in API. So the contribution in this fund can be utilized. 40 to 50% fund can be utilized for a research staff. For a bigger projects, one can appoint the staff as research fellows or as a research helpers. So those are the assistants for a research work. Those can be appointed for that stipulated period, 1 year or a 2 year. Here, this particular portion, 50% portion of the fund can be utilized for uh, remuneration of research staff. Then for a field work, one need to travel, one need to get connected with the people, so who are the direct uh, users of this particular project. So for them, one need to travel on. So for this is called as a field work. Take the appointments of the people, conduct the interviews, or conduct this experiments for having the observations on, as I told you, like what is the impact of climate change on particular field, particular agricultural area. So for that purpose, one need to make observations, take the experiments. For all those purpose, 35 to 40% of the fund of the corpus of this fund can be used for the field work. There may be the other projects where it needs the equipment, study material. For that, one can utilize 10 to 12%. Like many times, people need to take up some automobile equipment, some sensor equipments. Those are very important one for the study nowadays. So those sensors, those developing and designing and building the network for the computer study, one can say that having the computers for the use of data analysis, for having and reading the sensors values. So parameters which are sensed with the sensors, those can be read by some other equipments, and those need to be stored and convert into a data. So for that purposes, we need to have some study material, some equipments, some computerized apps. So for that purpose, 10 to 12% of our funds can be utilized, and rest of the thing for the contingency, for the stationery, for having this and that small things. For there, we can consider it as a miscellaneous expenses, and that is called as a contingency purpose. This is for that purpose, 5% of the funds can be utilized. So applications are evaluated by expert committees. The applications are invited, and with grants release, installments based on this progress reports that will be given. So this is grants may be released in 1 to 6 installments as per the fund value. So that also take place. This is what a process of ICSSR, and not if only ICSSR, but by the UGC projects also. For UGC projects also, time to time those installments get disbursed into the investigator's account or the institute's account. And the eligibility for this particular project through ICSSR is professional social scientist. is the important one. Those are or the researchers with PhDs which are having at least two publications employed at public or recognized private institutions which are UGC affiliated or AICT affiliated institutions. For those only ICSSR is providing the funds. So that's what the eligibility criteria is. Moving next, as I told you, the duration is 3 to 24 months. The budgetary limit is 1 lakh to the 15 lakhs or more than that also people may give. Release of a grant is 3 to 6 installments. But for all these projects, there are some rules and regulations. So these are the mandatory requirements to undergo a project. So project registration, it should be done in coordination with a PFMS. This is what one of the financial management system through which one need to give a proposal for is mandatory for the institution. Final report submission along with audited statement of accounts. So whatever funds we utilize or whatever expenses we made, those need to be audited through certified auditors and such a particular usage report has to be given and submitted. The project director has to join the project as per the date of commencement of the project. So on which date the project starts, from there the work should start. The ICSSR by submitting the requisite documents such as the undertaking. Okay. The undertaking one has to give an port fee stamp paper or it is stamp paper duly verified by a notary. So this is what a notarized undertaking one has to give to the director of this funding agency with the principal by the principal investigator and the institution to utilize these funds properly, and the project will be completed during this period which is being applied. So for which period we have applied, for that period only one need to work and get this outcome of it. That's the binding. So project director acts as honorary. The grant covers staff salaries, but not of this project director. Principal investigator will not get any benefits, salaries and all. So retrospective payments of for work done before the project's official start date is not permitted. The project should focus on social science disciplines, including economics, science, social science, psychology. So such a particular projects which is related to all these subjects can be considered for a funding by the ICSSR. Institutional overheads are released after the final report is accepted. So it means that whatever uh, expenses we have to make for a project, those have to be borne by the uh, parent institute. And after the submission, you will get this funds released. So that's what the conditions are. Yes, after knowing the process, I know very well that is from last 3 days or so, you may come across many more things, how to apply, how to get funds, how to carry on the project, how to submit the project. All this you have gone through. But during this process, one need to be connected with the funding agency, and that effectively how one can do. So that is important. I have explained this process just because to know that on which stages we can have the effective communication. So once one have decided and applied for a funding project, it is bind to that funding is not just approval, it's a partnership. We have applied to AICT for some funds. So it is not just get a money from AICT and utilize it. but it becomes an association, it becomes a partnership with AICT, with this funding agency, saying that we are there, you are providing the funds for us, and we are there to uh, complete your motto, to complete your aim, mission, to fulfill your mission. We are helping you. Likewise, we are putting hand into hand, saying that you are helping in terms of money to us, and we are here to helping you to come up with your mission successful. So that's the what we can say. Its sense should be while submitting the proposal for any funding agency. So here it is a strong relationship increases repeated funding. If we get this relationship bound with each other, then there are chances to get repeated fundings from this agency. So for next time, we need not have to explain the thing how we are going to do is with our first project and its success and our efforts which we put in a first project, it is going to utilize our goodwill to get the successful um, uh, funding for the second project. So this is how the it becomes, and it makes a strong relationship among the investigator and the funding agency. So trust improves flexibility during challenges. If there are challenges, if there are many applications are submitted, and there is a decision has to be taken by a funding agency whom to provide these funds, that time they will surely think about you if you have given a better experience last time. So that's what the one thing is. This is what our attitude while carrying the project will mean a more. Likewise, I have listed down 10, 12 points through which we can communicate with this funding agency for having the better relationship. First and foremost thing is one need to understand the agency. That's what I told you. Like, what's the agency's mission and priorities that one need to know. Once I know this mission, its priorities, its objectives, then it is helpful for us to submit the proposal. And example is being given, CSR funder prefer social impact metrics. CSR itself is for carrying the social responsibility. But if you come up with some social impact of this project, and that way, if you put up this proposal, then it is helpful for one to get the uh, proposals granting. So this is align your proposal with their vision. So this is what the very important thing and the foremost thing and the first thing. While writing the proposal itself, we need to think about the vision, mission of the agency, and my project, my topic, it should tune with this vision. So that's also important thing. The second thing which one need to think about it is build relationships early. As we know well, we are submitting the proposal. So if we are planning to submit the proposal for some X agency, then we need to make association between this funding agency. How we can do it? Before the proposal itself, how we can know, how we can build our relations. This was a very good example given. Attend the funding workshops and webinars given by this fellow. You might remember that AICT always tech and these AICT officials of different departments, they are conducting the webinars for many things. One like the Kapila project, that is for the patent and uh, patent, what we can say, submission for patent granting. Then how I can write the proposals. If you while interacting, if you take the reference of it and said that in your so and so webinar, which was conducted in this particular month, there you had said that this particular way you can city is helping us, and with that sense, with that motive, I have this particular proposal. If you could take this reference, it will be a good interaction, good impact of your communication, saying that you are giving the importance of this particular agency, you are learning them, you are making the study of their funding uh, proposals. So that's what the another way, the second step it is, one can say. So you start engaging into the interaction with these funding agencies through the workshops and webinars. Connect with program officers. So you can connect program officers likewise, and then we can proceed with. For effective communication, you can provide the regular updates, monthly progress emails you can put up with your key metrics. So how far you have completed the project. Once project is sanctioned to you and you started working on it, then one can say that regularly you can send the emails to them saying that, giving the confidence to the funding agency that sanctioning this project is not any waste, but it is worth of sanctioning this project. So for that purpose, you start sending the mails. In short, monthly or bi-monthly, you can send the mails with outcome of the project. So these are the key metrics. These are the outcome of it. We have got this output. Likewise, if you go on communicating to them, it will be more interactive and effective for further proceedings. So be transparent about risks. There will not be a risk of rejection or annoyment of your work. I would give you an example saying that our university also have given a chance for these young researchers, for this professors to take up the seed money for the projects. So this particular rules and regulations or policies under this seed money, it is being stated that every 6 monthly you have to give the progress. Nothing wrong into it. Take it in a positive way for our own purpose, saying that if we have taken up one path for doing or for completion of this project, if we stuck up somewhere and if we put forward this particular obstacle in our progress presentation, then surely you will get a help from assessors, from reviewers, saying that how you can overcome this obstacle, this problem, and can make your journey to the to completion of this project very easy. So that's what the one thing is. And many times UGC also gives for even minor projects also, not a major, but for a major minor project also they gives a terms for the presentation. Previously, it was a thing like one has to travel to Delhi for giving the presentation to this UGCA or ARCD for giving the progress presentation, 6 monthly progress presentation. Travel to Delhi. Traveling is not that difficult nowadays as we are having the airlines and all. But the weather-wise, if we consider, it will not suit you for change of this weather. And sparing the time also is difficult for one. That is, for every minute the schedules are being made, and with this tight schedule going there, people hesitate to do it. Previously, people don't use and were hesitating to apply for the funding to the AICT, to the UGC, just because they have to go 4 times to the UGC, to Delhi for the presentation. First of all, go with the proposal, the synopsis has to be presented. Next, go for the pilot study for the for getting the pilot study approval. Then the methodology will get accepted. Next, go for the uh, um, third term presentation. That is how far you have completed the project, 75% completion, and then the 100% completion. After completion and submission, the agency will give you one date for presentation. That time one has to go. So people used to hesitate and gave a proposal for the UGC just because of not to get stuck up with the traveling to Delhi. But this is not nowadays is a hurdle for us. People are getting this online presentation option, and through which one can take up. And this is what the one particular way presentation, and in between presentations and effective communication is the one way where you can communicate very properly, and people may get known to you, as well as I told you, if you are getting stuck up with some problem, those problems may get solved. The fourth step for having the effective communication, that is demonstrate credibility. As the just now I have explained you the progress presentation, the similar way here, show past success. At the stage of application itself, you can give a case study, you can share your previous project impact and success story of previous project. Then it's a credibility for you to get uh, the next project's sanction. So this will highlight the partnership, like we are associated with you, and with this project I could help you to overcome your objective, I mean to satisfy your objective. And this is another proposal through which I wish to help you. So if your tune of, or if you are attitude in helping to others, that is the more important thing. So effective presentation is the one. Similarly, what you demonstrate about yourself, that is more credible for you. The fifth step, I realized it is customized approach. Avoid the generic proposals. So one person is doing this, I'm doing the similar one in the next field, will not help. Like if one solution is there for a problem, it is not required to have an similar solution for the another similar problem. So solution itself it is exists. But if you come up with a new idea, it is not a generic one, it is your own way. So you can tell a pitch differently for the CSR versus government grants. So it reflects the agency specific goals, what type of agency it is, how we can make and help for achieving the goal of it. That's very important it is. So goal specific uh, proposals we have to put up. Second of the thing is it should be a innovative one, not the same thing. So that's what, it's not a generic one, it is very new one, and that is helpful for granting the project there. Focus on impact. The outcome whichever you are giving, those should be a measurable one, and those should be presented one. So for example, 500 beneficiaries trend, not just training conducted. So if you are making a report, this number it mean a more. We have conducted this training to the students, not required. As I told you, the CSR project, if I have conducted or I have taken up from the Quick Hill, And if I presenting a report, if I said that we have conducted a training in n number of schools, and all these schools, if we specify this, how many number of students from first school, how many number of students from a second school get benefited of my training, and outcome of it in terms of how many are motivated to take up this vehicle software, or how many of them are taking uh, precautions not to get stuck up with the this virus attacks and all. So if we put it in that terms, it will be more focused, more impactful. So it includes sustainability plan, and that will help for further impactful communication with the agency. Okay. Next step, it is professionalism. Once we get an email from any agency saying that we have sanctioned for so and so project, immediately you should respond that thank you for taking up the step, for believing me for this particular project, and I'm very much hopeful to start this particular project. This immediate response is very important. Another kind of a thing, it is one more example. If there is an email from funding agency saying that you have been remanded for your progress presentation on a so and so date, immediately you respond, I've noted it, and I will take the efforts. I will put my efforts together to present my progress on the same day, and be ready on the same day, on the same day and time. You or before the presentation, one day before, you share your presentation to the agency and make them assure that on the same time and date you are ready with your progress presentation, and you are not wasting their time, schedule and time. You are going to utilize that time, so that will impact more. This professionalism is very important. Meet all the deadlines. This is very important thing. The deadline is being given for your project. The example here I have stated, it is submit report before the due date. If you have been asked to submit your project on a 30th of March, instead of a 30th, on a 20th of March itself, you have submitted, and the soft copy of it have been mailed to them, and hard copy is sent through the courier. If such a particular mail is sent through you, it will be very great thing regarding your goodwill uh, and your relationship development among with the agency. So this professionalism one need to carry on, and one need to practice on. Next step, it is transparency builds trust. One need to be very clear for the fund usage. The bills generated, I mean bills which we received, those should be kept very properly, and those should be shared. The share budget utilization report, that is whatever budget we had given and how you utilize those funds, that should not vary more. It should strictly follow this proposal. So report failures honestly. Whatever you have failed to do, honestly tell them that I could not do this. Take for example, meanwhile, during the period of 2019, people had taken up a project, and they were supposed to communicate with and interact with the society people. And due to the lockdown period of 2020 to the mid 2021, 2021, during that period, no one was communicated properly. I mean, no one was allowed to interact with each other, and that time these projects failed. But if you appeal and if you take an permission to saying that we have conducted the interviews online, and if you could produce some of the audio recordings of it or video recordings of it with the soft copy, that will help you more for keeping the transparency. Due to so and so pandemic situation, we could not contact with the people of this area, and that's why we have conducted these interviews in online mode, and thus how we could collect this data in this fashion. Nothing wrong in it, as because everyone was knowing, all over the world people were knowing that this was a hurdle. Similarly, if you have some hurdle, if the investigator met to an accident and had the bed rest for a longer period and he could not complete it and wants to have the extension for the project work, it's clear that you clearly mention and get the extension for a project. People do it. People do consider it. But be honest, honestly tell them. Otherwise, you may stuck up somewhere. If you try to get rid of this work with the help of other people, that will not satisfy your goal, that will not satisfy your objectives. That may take, like, because your intention behind this project and project proposal, it was known to you only. If you try to get it completed with the other person, the intention is not known to the other person, and that's why he may go wrong and the results may wrong. So that's why, honestly, you put up this problem and get the extension, and try to get rid of this problem as early as possible and complete the project. That's what the thing it is. Next is align with government schemes. That is very important. While giving the proposal, as you thinking on the vision mission of the agency, the similar way, what's the government is thinking about? What's the current scenario? What is the policy of a government currently working on? So show policy relevance of government policy and link your project with the such a particular schemes. Nowadays we are having the Skill India project. Some other projects also there. If people are promoting the sports, the research. So if you having some idea to work on a sports nature or a sports promotion project, and if you link with the scheme of Prime Minister, then it will be very much helpful for the government also. Not only for the funding agency, but for the government also. For outcome of your project will help them to take some decisions, policy decisions also. So this is how the linking the project with government schemes will help us for having the more probability for sanction of our proposal. So position as collaborative efforts. You say that I'm also there to helping and to work on this particular scheme. So that helps. One more point is of a long-term engagement. Stay connected post project. So share impact reports annually for after the project, what you have done, what's the impact you observed on. If the project is for a 2 years, 2 years are completed, we have submitted the project, we have get the reimbursement of all the funds which was sanctioned, and everything is over now. But still, if you be in that particular project and go on observing the impact of this project and could note it, and after the completion of a project also, if you are connected with this funding agency and giving them some ideas, giving them the impact reports of your project on the society, on the stakeholder for which the project was developed. So this impact will really help the agency more. And this will help for building the relationship. And this way, long-term engagement with this funding agency will remain. So it invites funders to events. So for such a particular thing, if once we get a relationship with the funding agency, maintain it for a longer duration, it will help not only to you, but to your colleagues. For example, if one of the faculty of a Bharati Vidyapit could successfully complete and give the output of a one project that impacts a more and that has a good impression on the agency for next year for the further duration, if another employee of Bharati Vidyapit applied, he will get treated, he will be considered as you are as honest as the previous person, previous investigator, and that's how you may get a chance with your honest colleague, with your honest experience of your past employee, past colleague. That also make help. So this is what the very important impact, long-term impact it makes. Data plus storytelling, this is important one. While submitting your report, you use numbers plus human stories. How far stakeholder for which you have developed this project is satisfied, is uh, impressed, or is motivated. If you could give us success stories of your project in term not in terms of a numbers but in terms of the human satisfaction or stakeholders feedback, then it will affect more. For example, combine stats with beneficiaries' success stories. Yes. Who are the beneficiary of this project? For them, how this project was helpful. If we could submit some uh, evidences of it, it will surely help for getting the success of your project. And not in terms of getting the fund money, but it is in terms of a goodwill regarding your communication will get strengthened with this experience, and further you will get more impact. Huge visuals. That's what I said, that video feedback in terms of a videos, feedback in terms of the mails we received from the beneficiaries. That also helps. Show appreciation. Acknowledge the funder. So mention in a report or a social media, wherever you are giving and presenting this work, appreciate it. It builds the goodwill. One very good example it is, if based on this work you have written a research article and get published in some good journal, reputed journal with a good impact factor or good indexing database, then for such a cases, as we are mentioning, the acknowledge for those who are interacted, who are stakeholder of my project, of my research work. The similar way, if you mention down, the work is based on the project funded by so and so in the CSR funds of so and so company, XYZ company. Then this company also will get a some sort of a goodwill from the citations. The researcher, further researcher who are citing your work, those also are reading this, and that's where your this funder's name is reaching to those other researchers who are citing your work. So this is how we can make on. And with this, I wish to give you one very good example. That is, if you remember that during the period of 2021-22, there was a project by RUSA for conducting the training to the teachers for online teaching. After the pandemic period, this was one of the project undertaken through the funding agency RUSA, and many universities had taken up this project, which is called as the very good one, which I'm remembering well. That name it is Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya training to the teachers training. It was FDP, and similar way as Samant sir has conducted, AK MSR has conducted this FDP. The similar FDP is used to conduct for different areas, teachers from different fields, for training them for online teaching or for the new technologies. And that was a great success, because of which people got idea and got the confidence for online teaching, and this was beneficial for everyone. Now also we all are uh, making our duties, giving the justice to our duties in first half of a day, and in the second half we are engaging in learning ourselves through this training program. This was evidence for that great success of a project. So this was undertaken by many universities. As I told you, Shivaji University also had taken, the SNDT University also had taken up this project, and some institutions, big institutions, also taken up these projects. Similarly, some research institutes are there who are devoting themselves for inculcating this research environment, for developing this research environment, cultivating it. And for that, such a type of research training programs, and to helping the people for applying for the funds, applying for the IPR, patents, all such a particular things they are working on, and all these research institutes are also taking help of government for the funding. So this was a very good example where people took up, and I have also noted that another CSR activity people has taken up. Even this Mahindra and Mahindra, they have taken up the one very good CSR activity, and it is working years together to train the youngsters for advanced technologies. And every year they are calling the youngsters to gather in one particular institution, and they are being trained for 15 days, 20 days for the new technologies, for the advanced technologies, or for experimental use of this technology, and which was helpful for many youngsters. The food and accommodation also being given through the Mahindra and Mahindra. That was a good step given. I do remember that 2 years back, ONGC also has taken up a CSR activity for all institutions. Like head of the institutions like me are communicating to them for further years, asking them whether you are giving the or providing the support for weaker section students to carry their education or not. So that's what the thing it is. So communication between the funding agencies and stakeholders and the beneficiaries is very important thing, and it makes a relationship, it makes a bond between the investigator or stakeholder and the funder is. Concluding that strong proposals win funding and strong relationships sustain it. If we want to sustain this funding support, then one need to carry and have this good relationship. So for having the relationship good, I have stated this 12 points. I go through it, having this fast tour between them, understand the agency with this vision and mission and objectives, and get the proposals which tune to this vision mission. Building the relationships very early, go before the proposal itself, engage into the relationship, and it will help for going into the process very smoothly. Regular updates of your progress is mean more. Demonstrate your demonstrate the success of your project. It builds the credibility. Customized approach also helps for getting the success in uh, approval as well as uh, disbursement of funds. That helps focus on impact. So what the impact is, outcome of your project, it should be focused, it should be started in a very positive way, and it includes the sustainability of a plan. Professionalism is very important thing. You should not lose and you should not violate the deadlines given. So that makes a matter. Time is money, whatever stipulated time given and the schedule is being proposed, follow that schedule. Transparency, it builds a trust. Don't hesitate to give the failure of your work. Align with the government schemes. That is a very good chances are there to get us proposals sanctioned. Long-term engagement, it means no more. While submitting along with the data, give the feedback of the beneficiaries, which helps for giving the good impact on the success of your project. Appreciation is important. Acknowledge all those funders who have given and helped you. Thanks a lot. I As if anybody is having any doubts or queries, you may ask. I will stop
Yes.
sharing my.
Please, I request participants, if you're having any questions, you can ask ma'am.
Devna madam, will you help me to find out the chat box and any queries
Yes,
or questions are there?
yes, madam, I'm checking now. Dear participant, do you have any question? Please ask to madam. Madam, might be everyone understand all those things, so they don't have the questions.
I hope so. It is very simple and in a understandable way. In our own experiences, I tried to put up all
Ma'am,
my views.
hello ma'am.
Yes,
I'm your student, ma'am, Mahadev Patil.
yes.
One simple question is that, ma'am, sometimes what happened when you
Mm.
our project proposal is sanctioned and we got the fund and all these things, and meanwhile the proposal which is sent by or approved by the directors or whatever the things are members are there, they might be shifted some other locations, and it's
Okay.
very difficult to explain what we done previously in 6 months or 7 months. Then the continuation of that things, it is very difficult and it is very crucial. Then I
This
personally
is
face the problem now, just now, ma'am.
Okay,
So
okay,
that,
okay. I can understand. Uh, yes, even
Patil sir.
yes,
your
sir.
emotions are reached to Sam sir. Uh, sir, if you want to answer, otherwise I will give him one way. This
Please,
is
please, madam.
very good,
Please, please.
crucial. Yes, this is very good and crucial problem has reached. This is not a problem as such, we can say. It is one of the obstacle come in between the project
Yes.
completion. Here you can communicate immediately to the funder, to the funding agency,
Funding agency.
saying
Right.
that you are shifting from one location to the other location, but you are willing to complete it. You can still have a communication with the previous institution for completion of the project, and you try to complete it and then submit it. No any problem. If the funding agency is agreed to that, and this is the project with the investigator, not for any institution. If it is
Right.
associated for any institution and you are working for institution, that also will do. Being a part of another institution, you can work for a previous institution for completion of it, and during the period whichever is sanctioned for you, try to complete it. And
Yes.
I hope the
Yes. Yes.
previous
This
institutions
is the
also will help.
correct answer. Patil
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Immediately, any candidate such type of this issue is concern. Immediately, you write this concern funding agency
Yes, yes.
regarding
In
and
the
Actually,
complete this
complaint.
the
project in the home your institution
Yeah.
by
They should
concern
be
sir, actually
credited.
people.
the it's related with the finance. Actually, the amount is sanctioned of about 2.7 lakhs. Out of that, what happened? The sanctioned members are not there actually, and we need to
Okay.
explain the chartered accountant and all these things. We came with that things and we discussed lots of queries and we answered the queries, and it is sanctioned now. Just it is very difficult to handle such kind of situations. That's why anyhow, ma'am.
Okay.
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 Yes, yes, ma'am.
You
Okay,
try to
thank.
communicate directly to the authority,
Funding
who
Yes, yes,
is the
we
agency.
done, ma'am.
funding
Yes, 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 yes,
authority.
ma'am. Yes,
To
ma'am.
him directly talk with them, communicate and get the way out. If you can shift, majority portion of the project is completed, you continue with the previous institution. And if very less portion is over and a major portion is remaining, you can shift for the take this project to the other institution.
Yes, ma'am. It is the second cycle. It is going on, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am. Yes.
Very
Thank
nice.
you.
Thank you.
So, I'm Pratha. I would like to add on this because some of our partners and colleagues had gone through similar problem.
Okay.
And what they did is they did a thorough research on. So basically, they also put in around 1.5 years, and then the geographical location was changed completely to a different state altogether, not just the city. But what they
Mhm.
also did is they chronologically mentioned what were the factors that led to the change. So it's not only explaining the funders that what has happened, but how and why it has happened. So basically, like you mentioned earlier, the progress that you keep giving every month should
Yeah, yeah,
also lead to, should
yeah,
also have, because you don't suddenly get to know that, okay, the location is being changed. Somewhere earlier you get to know, and it reflects in your progress reports, and also when you give them a proper chronologically reasoning it why this led to this, and
yeah.
that
This
this is
this is the good
indispensable.
way.
Yeah, so
That
I think
that's why
every
we should
progress.
keep. That's why
Correct.
we should keep communicating with the funding agency. The solution can be if this is dependent for the geographical location, and you are moving all around the different area, then you can appoint someone as a assistant for this particular project. If the funding agency allows you, you can justify that with the same funding amount, you can cope up with this salary of this assistant, and can get done the project. Like data collection is a problem of one geographical area, that can be done by someone else who can be appointed for a 2 months, 3 months, or a 6 months, or a 1 year period, and you can complete the project. but it should be communicated to the funding agency. That's also a good one. But don't leave. Many times this happens, like people are leaving this project, this sanction project, they are leaving in between. It's of a no use.
Madam, one more question is there. Uh, Rajendra Jadhav, sir, from Adarsh College, Beta. He has a question that for ICSSR project, faculty member must be permanent or temporary faculty can also apply for ICSSR project.
The full-time faculty for institution, the institution which is approved by UGC or AICT, then the faculty can apply. The full-time
Oh,
faculty can apply. Ha. And there in the proposal itself, there is one more form for getting the permission or no objection from the institution where he is working. If the person or institution authorities, those are ready to carry and uh, spare his employee somewhere for doing the project, then no issue. For the funding agency, it's enough. NOC, only NOC is enough for them. But it should be a full-time faculty.
okay. And one more question is there, madam. Uh, if two peoples from different universities trying to apply for a single project, is it
Then you
possible?
can, it's a possible. That's what the interdisciplinary project people are taken up. Two discipline people like health sciences and computer science, health sciences and technology, they are also can collaboratively work on.
Okay, madam.
That's
But
also
in this case, if the fund is divided with the two different universities, then how
the
in
fund
this case?
doesn't go to the university. It is not the university's income. It is the funds are given for the work. And that's where the distribution I have given. It is being utilized for study material, for the instruments. If the instruments have been taken, then this investigator has to take a chance whether to keep in one university or the second university. That's also mutually they can think about for the distribution of the instruments which you have purchased under this project. Otherwise,
And
nothing
also,
else is there. Huh.
and also books also. This
Huh,
principal
books.
investigation and mutual understanding is done.
With the mutual understanding you have to do. Only thing is this principal investigator and co-investigator, even though those are there, they are not getting any monetary benefits. The benefits are with the books and this, whatever they are getting, those can be utilized further. So they can kept in one university, which is a principal investigators university.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Another one more clause is there in the UGC's proposal, that is if one institution or one person is not that permanent, one has asked the question with related to that, but the other institution or a college is in a 2B12. If that is there, then the one of the co-investigator is from this reputed college or 2B12, and and the other one is from the private institution. They can collaborate for a one research funding. That's also done. Is also allowed. That is being said in the UGC's proposal rules. So collaboration is must, and nowadays after NEP's implementation, this collaboration is invited. Those are promoted. So if such a particular thing is there, people can go and you will get what we can say first chance, priority for getting sanction for the interdisciplinary project and inter-university projects.
Now we come to a concluding part of the session. it's my pleasant duty to propose the vote of thanks. On behalf of Bharati Vidyapit and Abhijit Kadam Institute of Management and Social Sciences, Solapur, I express our sincere gratitude to our esteemed resource person, Dr. Pallavi Prasad Jamsandekar Madam, for delivering such an insightful and enlightening session. Your valuable guidance on Beyond the Proposal connecting with funding agencies effectively has truly enriched our knowledge and provided us with practical perspective. We had understood all the details with the simple presentation which you had shown to us. Thank you, madam. I extend my grateful thanks to our esteemed respected director, Professor Dr. S.B. Sawant sir, for his constant support and encouraging engagement in organizing these FTVs. My sincere appreciation goes to our FTV convener, Dr. Shabnam Mane Madam, for her dedicated efforts and excellent coordination in making this session a success. I would also like to thank all the faculty members and participants for their active involvement and enthusiastic participation, which made today's session engaging and meaningful. Lastly, I express my gratitude to the organizing team and everyone who worked behind the scenes to ensure the smooth conduct of this program. Thank you all once again for being a part of this session. Have a great day ahead. I kindly request all the participants to please turn on their cameras for a group photograph.
I'm also thankful to Dr. S.B. Sawant sir, the director of AKIMS, for giving me an opportunity to talk this 80 plus learners and who are eager to train themselves. Those are the faculty members. Those are my colleague now. And I'm congratulating again to the Mahat Madam, Shabnam Mane Madam and Sawant sir for organizing such a particular FDP and making it a great success. Thank you, sir, and congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
madam.
you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I will leave now.
Thank you.
चव्हाण सर नमस्कार.
Done.
With the permission of the chair, I declare that today's session is now concluded. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone.
Notice होत नाहीये.